大家好。頭先大家咧都聽到行政長官喺佢任內嘅最後一份嘅施政嘅報告嘅發表。我哋作為行政會議嘅非官守嘅議員咧，我哋大家咧都係非常之歡迎特首係就着我哋香港過去佢任內能夠達到嘅成效。從佢嘅發言當中咧，大家聽到咧喺過去嘅4屆嘅施政報告當中提出各項嘅措施咧，都有成96% 都係能夠一係就完成啦，一係就進行中嘅。呢個亦都係能夠係回應翻過去市民大眾對特區政府嘅要求嘅。所以呢份嘅施政報告咧，當然係行政長官最後任內嘅一份啦，亦都係能夠係回顧翻過去咁多年嚟嘅成效。亦都因為咁樣咧，喺過去嘅呢2年咧，即係香港亦都出現咗前所未有一啲嘅社會事件啦，有疫情啦。喺咁嘅環境之下咧，因為通過香港嘅國安法同埋完善選舉制度之下咧，其實今日咧嚟到一刻咧，係反而令到香港係一個新嘅機遇，能夠令到我哋能夠重新係實踐一國兩制，去更加咧令到香港咧有個更好嘅發展嘅機遇嘅。所以喺施政報告當中，大家要能夠係聽到行政長官咧，就着喺國家14、5規劃之下，我哋嘅香港有幾方面嘅優勢，喺8大個中心方面，包括當然有係金融啦，喺國際金融中心啦，國際嘅航運中心啦，同埋就係亦都有包括有中外文化交流中心啦，仲有當然一個最重要重中之重嘅發展之一咧，就係新嘅機遇咧，就喺個創新科技方面啦。咁我哋從呢個施政報告當中咧，係能夠重新咧係確認我哋喺呢幾個方面嘅範疇嘅機遇，同埋點樣能夠再去加強鞏固我哋嘅發展。除咗話喺呢個14、5規劃之下咧，咁當然亦都係同係粵港澳大灣區啊，甚至而家新嘅前海方案方面當中，香港嘅角色點樣能夠加強同埋互補大家呢方面嘅。而喺從呢個發展當中咧，行政長官亦都第一次咧係提出咗呢個北部嘅都會區呢個發展嘅概念。我哋大家一致咧係覺得呢個咧係絕對係俾到香港一個新嘅一個發展嘅方向。點樣利用呢個同我哋港深呢個嘅互補方面可以合作嘅？當然一方面咧喺呢個北部嘅都會區咧發展咧，首要當然係要令到保育方面能夠係繼續嘅。但喺保育同時之下，點樣能夠令到用啲土地更加好發展咧？令到唔單止淨話係有一個商業發展，亦都係宜居嘅地方。咁喺呢份嘅施政報告當中提出咗呢個新嘅概念咧，係令到香港一個新嘅機遇，令到一個更加多嘅空間俾我哋去發展。就似頭先我講嘅，無論係喺利用港深呢個嘅地位，點樣能夠我哋可以互補大家喺方面嘅發展之餘，亦都可以提供就業嘅機會、發展嘅機會同埋居住嘅環境。咁我哋覺得呢個係一個非常之係讚心嘅一個嘅睇法嚟。咁另外一方面咧，當然咧就係我哋係一般嘅住屋嘅議題上，咁啊行政長官亦都係確認翻未來嘅10年，我哋能夠有提供33萬以上嘅居住嘅單位啦。咁呢個我相信亦都係市民大家係非常之重視。咁當然除咗呢啲議題之外咧，咁要能夠做到以上頭先所講嘅，其實需要咧，其實咧喺管治方面咧係要加強。咁行政長官頭先喺佢嘅報告當中亦都係講咗點樣去令個管治嘅方面咧能夠去加強啦、提升啦。另外就係一個架構方面，可能需要係重整嘅。當然佢已經係就幾個範疇已經講咗同大家分享咗啦，喺邊幾個局方面係需要有啲嘅變更等，但係仲有好多其他方面咧。我諗呢個可能係需要喺下一屆度需要繼續討論啦。但我哋大家都同意咧，我哋而家係正好嘅時機咧，就係要令到我哋自身嗰方面咧係提升，嚟去滿足到大家市民對我哋期望，同埋嚟緊點樣去發揮頭先我所講，我哋有咁多唔同嘅機遇。最後行政長官亦都提到咧，其實喺咁多機遇當中，其實亦都好非常之重要咧，就係人才。 我哋點樣就喺青年方面啊，甚至係吸引人才啊，同埋去吸引海外人才嚟香港咧，都係非常之重要。作為一個國際嘅大都會，亦都係要發揮我哋頭先喺14-5規劃當中種種嘅唔同嘅角色咧。最重要就係我哋能夠提升，無論係我哋自己本地嘅青年嘅人才啦，亦都係吸引海外人才嚟到香港，能夠配合呢個發揮嘅。所以今次呢個嘅施政報告咧，其實亦都係即係照顧到好多唔同嘅課題嚟嘅。咁我哋都係行政會議成員咧，係樂意咧去喺嚟緊嘅，當然喺我哋今一屆剩餘嘅時間度咧，係能夠配合特區政府咧，能去落實以上當然唔係全部嘢都係喺今屆落實啦，有部分係今屆落實啦，包括有好多嚟緊嘅法案啊，行政長官同大家都講咗啦，佢嚟緊都好多法案咧係會拎到立法會啦。咁相信我哋喺行政會議都會討論啦。所以我哋會盡量係配合到特區政府喺今屆政府餘下嘅時間咧，去落實好多唔同嘅方面嘅政策嘅。好，唔該晒大家。
其實咧，今次其實呢個施政報告都有好多好宏大嘅規劃，相信都要有個延續性。你覺得林太係唔係需要爭取連任去延續呢一啲政策咧？其實因為今屆政府其實都係得翻幾個月嘅時間。
特首咧，其實喺呢度咧，同大家都分享過幾次咧，同我哋行政會議成日都有講過啦。呢份嘅施政報告當然係有部分咧嘅課題係超越咗今屆嘅任期嘅，但係佢好明確亦都講到咧，其實佢提出嚟嘅一啲嘅課題咧，任何一個特首將來下一屆係邊位都好咧，其實都可能咧係需要就逐啲方向去處理嘅。咁你知道，譬如我仲記得喺譬如話4年幾前喺上一屆嗰陣時候，其實喺下一任嘅行政長官一上任之後咧，其實佢好多問題要處理嘅。當然仲要組班先啦嚇，組班又要咁嘅班子入邊之嘅配套啊、默契啊，好多嘢都需要去，所以你一陣準備咧都用咗好多時間去。所以我相信佢今次呢個嘅目的咧，係將佢認為一啲要令到香港能夠發揮，配合到國家14-5發揮之下好多嘅方向性嘅嘢咧，佢而家係勾畫出嚟先，寫咗出嚟。咁當然最後點去落實咧？咁當然要去到下一屆嘅政府，甚至你好似話譬如北部呢個都會區嘅發展咧，其實肯定超過1屆2屆嘅事情嚟嘅。咁所以就唔會話純粹係一位特首或者下一位特首嘅事情嘅。咁但係我相信咧，行政長官覺得佢有咁嘅責任咧，係喺佢任內之內咧，係將好多啲議題咧拎出嚟俾大家去討論。當然有啲嘅，譬如立法嗰啲嘅就可能有咁嘅緊迫性咧，就今屆都可能完成到㗎啦。但其他啲議題咧，而家係一個好好嘅討論嘅，尤其是好似話政府架構嘅變更啲事情，肯定唔係咁快再做到㗎，都有一個時段，亦都俾到一個開始咧，下一屆政府嗰陣時咧，可以正式咧係能夠即係去落實到嘅嚇。This is the last policy address of the current administration, and it's a good recap of what we have achieved in the last 4 years. And we are very impressed that more than 96% of the policy initiatives has been either adopted or already in the process of implementing. So I think that is a very good recap. But apart from recap of what has been achieved by this current administration, the Chief Executive also highlighted some of her vision for Hong Kong in the next 10, 15, 20 years. And I think the major highlight of this particular policy address is definitely the Northern Metropolis, which is a very new initiative that I'm sure most of you, including myself, only found out for the first time. But it makes a lot of sense. It's the way how we can make best use of these resources, the border resources, especially together with our neighbor Shenzhen. How we take advantage of Shenzhen and Hong Kong collaborating together, especially developing into an innovation and technology hub. That is, I think, obviously an additional future for Hong Kong, apart from, international financial center, trade center, aviation. I think innovation and technologies clearly is the way forward. And to make use of the resources of the northern part of Hong Kong is obviously most ideal, because it's not just we are not only just creating jobs, but we're also creating additional accommodations area for people. And then on top of that, we are also going to be putting efforts to preserve the wetland even better. So I think it's definitely a win-win-win. But obviously, this initiative will take many years to achieve, but I think it's good that the Chief Executive raised this in her final policy address to put forward a vision for Hong Kong, in addition to all the others already existing initiative, especially behind the 14-year five-year plan. Central governments already have clearly identified and agreed with Hong Kong the 8 different initiatives, including like financial center, aviation, and of course, and most notably, a very important one, I think, will be the innovation and technology hub. Of course, the other stuff will be East meet West international cultural exchange. All these, I think, is very promising. And of course, one very important point that the Chief Executive mentioned in her policy address is talent, is the retention of talent and also the ability to attract talent from overseas. Because in order for us, Hong Kong, to be able to achieve, to carry forward all these new initiatives, we need to have talents. So whether it's local talent, how do you nurture local talent, how to retain talent, and to bring in overseas talents in Hong Kong is the key. So I'm glad to hear that the Chief Executive pay much attention to that, and I look forward to seeing that to happen.
What do you make of the government's ambitious plan to reorganize the government, and with only a few months left for the current term, what work can be carried out before the end of the term?
I think we all agree that there are some inefficiency within the bureaucracy. It's obviously not an easy. It's not easy to actually implement change. So I think what the Chief Executive has highlighted is the area where I think there could be an easy solution. I mean, by by combining culture, sports, and tourism into one. That I think with the least conflict. It's not so easy in others, but I think she highlighted the fact that these are the sort of changes we can actually improve governance and improve efficiencies and better outcome. Now, not every of these changes can be done in short time. It might take a few more months. It might take to the next administration to able to carry out. But I think it's a good time that for her to bring it out for discussion, because it takes time, right? Because in fact, she encouraged the community to speak out on this topic. So it might take time. So clearly, it will take more than just a few months to able to achieve those things. So at least it gives that head start for the next administration. So you can imagine if your next administration start next year and they have too many priorities to address, they may not have time to even have a discussion on this topic. So I think the fact that our current Chief Executive bring out this idea, we have enough and ample public discussions, and so hopefully when the next administrations come, then they can actually just go forward and try to make this happen. So I would say this will be a way to save time. So, but it won't happen just overnight. It will take some time for these changes to happen. Okay, thank you.